Good day, yogis, and welcome back onto the mat with me for a beautiful Hatha sequence this morning that is perfect for relaxation. So if you're feeling like you've been stressed throughout the day or the week and you're looking for a lovely bit of relaxation, join me now for this yoga session. So for this session, you're going to need your mat. You can take a couple of blocks and a blanket, but I think more or less we're going to need a blocks and blanket. Alternatives for these are either a large towel or a couple of thick books that you can use as a substitute for the yoga brick. So just pointing out to you that the yoga brick is shaped in this manner as it has 3 levels. So basically it allows the ground to come up to the body in cases where the flexibility is not that great. And this is the first level where you have the thinnest side. Then you have level 2 and then finally level 3. So there are 3 levels of this on this block that you can use. Let's get ready for the practice. We're going to start this practice in hero pose. But we're going to take a variation here. So coming onto the knees, gently separate the soles of the feet out to the edges of the mat, and we're going to sit down onto the floor. But for this, you can take your block on level 2, place it underneath the hips, and sit in this position. Allow the hands to rest lightly into the lap and close the eyes. Allow yourself a few deep breaths here. Deeply inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Lengthening up through the spine and allowing the shoulders to drift away from the ears. And then allowing your whole body to relax. Begin envisioning from the top of the head, all the way down into the neck, all the way along the back, through the mid-back, rolling all the way down to the lower back, and finally to your buttocks where they're resting on the block. Allow all of this to soften and relax. Begin to envision moving now from the hip area, down the thighs, knees, shins and calves, and allowing everything here to soften and let go. Allow yourself a few deep cleansing breaths here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Maybe setting an intention for your practice today. If we allow ourselves to honor the body, being mindful of every movement, having gratitude for this beautiful body and vessel that carries you through your daily life, honoring its wisdom. Allow yourself a few more moments here, just deeply connecting within, continuously monitoring the breath and attaching to the flow of your inhale and exhale and prana moving through the body. Taking a last few breaths here. Sigh out. Let's take a last deep inhale through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. And then gently flutter the eyes open, coming back into your space. I'm going to turn to face you as we're going to continue now in our practice. First of all, we're starting with a couple of neck stretches, so allowing the right shoulder to drift over to the right ear. And breathing deeply here as you allow the shoulder to melt down towards the ear, taking a deep stretch through the left side of the neck. Deep breaths. With every breath, see if you can lengthen and elongate through the spine. Take another couple of breaths as you reach the ear down just that little bit further and then relax. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently roll the crown to the ceiling and let's go over to the other side. So left ear now drifting over to the left shoulder. Lengthen up through the spine. Deep breaths. Once more, allowing that left ear to melt down towards the left shoulder. Feeling the beautiful stretch through the right side of the neck as you draw that right shoulder down and away. 2 more deep breaths here. And as you exhale, head, crown back up to ceiling. So we're going to take a couple of stretches now through the arms. So bringing the right arm over the body and taking a stretch here through the shoulder. So drawing the hand right over to the side, target area here through the shoulder blade and shoulder joint. Let's take some deep breaths here. Two more breaths. And then as you exhale, gently sweep the arm up, hand to rest in between the shoulder blades. Draw the elbow back for a tricep stretch on the right arm. 4 deep breaths here. And exhale, gently lower the arm. Let's go to the other side. So left arm sweeps around, holding and stretching through the shoulder. Some deep breaths here. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, then gently draw the arm up overhead, draw the elbow back, and taking this tricep stretch now, 4 breaths. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently roll the arms back down. So let's move now into tabletop pose. So removing your block or bolster or whatever you've used here, drawing the knees, the fingers out, wrists are stacked underneath the shoulders here, knees are hip width apart, knees are stacked underneath the hips, and we're going to move, join the toes to touch, walk the knees to the outside of the mat, and press back down now into wide-legged child's pose. So allow yourself a moment here. Drop the forehead all the way down onto the mat, kissing forehead to mat, arms are outstretched. Allow yourself 4 deep breaths here. Breathing deeply into the back body. Last deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to take a twist, threading the right arm through and underneath the left shoulder, lowering the hand onto the ground and gazing underneath the shoulder. Allow yourself to settle here for 4 breaths. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently send palms forward. Kiss forehead down onto the mat. Take 4 breaths. Extend the palms away from the body. Root them down into the mat. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, let's twist over now to the other side. Left arm threads underneath right armpit, and 4 breaths in your wide-legged child's pose, threaded needle. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, send the hand back forward, kiss forehead onto mat for 4 breaths. Gently press the palms down into the mat, raise yourself up. We're going to come back into tabletop by bringing the knees underneath the hips once more. Step the palms slightly forward. We're going to roll here from cobra to child's. So draw the buttocks back to heels and then roll down onto the thighs. Each time going a little bit further. So listen to your body here. Honor what's going on. Take it slow. Allow yourself to really feel down into what's going on through the spine. Last one. Coming back into neutral. Stepping the hands once more underneath the shoulders. Let's take a couple of cat-cow. Drop the belly. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, gaze to navel, drop spine. Inhale, drop belly, gaze forward. Exhale, roll through the spine. Let's take 3 more. Last one. Coming back to neutral. Tucking the toes, pressing the feet into the ground, rolling up into downward facing dog. Taking a few moments here. Paddle out the heels, bend deeply through the knees, bring the belly onto the thighs, stretch right down into the palms, tips of the fingers. Rolling up and down on the toes. Allow yourself to stretch through the calves here. We're going to gaze forward now. We're going to inhale to raise the right leg up. And as you exhale, step it in between the hands. Lower the back knee. So you have the option here, if you suffer from any knee issues, to bring a blanket underneath the knee by gently dropping the knee onto the blanket. Take a moment here to lengthen up through your low lunge. Couple of breaths. You also have the option to walk the foot out to the side of the foot, coming into a lizard pose. So right hand is beside left leg. Take a breath here. And then exhale. You can drop forward onto the forearms and take a few deep breaths here. 4 breaths. Last deep inhale. As you exhale, gently roll up, walk the foot back in between the hands. raise yourself up. Allow yourself a moment here to inhale and raise up the arms. And as you exhale, take a side bend over to the right side. Inhale up and exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale up. Let's take one more on each side. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. And exhale, lower the hands back down onto the mat. Tuck the back toes and step yourself back into downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Once more, really reaching through, bend the knees all the way down. And then inhale to gaze forward, raising up left leg and stepping it through in between the palms. Once more, you have the option to bring the knee down onto a mat, reaching forward. You can gently walk foot to the edge of the mat. Both hands are now next to each other, gazing forward, flatten the back toe. Couple of breaths here in lizard pose. And when you're ready, you can gently drop on to the forearms, taking your 4 deep breaths here. Last deep inhale. And then gently press palms back into the mat. Walk the foot back in between the hands and gently come up into your low lunge, crescent lunge. Inhale, raise the arms up. As you exhale, reach over to the left side. Inhale up. Exhale, right side. Lunging over. Inhale up. Exhale, left side. Inhale up. And exhale, right side. Inhale up, exhale, drop the hands down, tuck the back toe, and gently slip back into downward facing dog. You can remove your blanket out the way for a moment. Take 2 breaths here. And then gently begin to walk the feet towards fingers, taking your time when coming up into dangling. So allow yourself to fold forward for a moment. Bring the hands onto the elbows and begin to rock from side to side here. Nod the head yes and no. Let go of all tension through the back. Gently drop the hands down towards the mat. Roll them up into the waist and roll up one vertebra at a time. Coming into standing. Take a wide step on your mat. So wider than a leg length here. We're coming into our standing forward fold. Bring the hands into prayer in heart center. Inhale, raise up the arms. And as you exhale, begin to fold forward, reaching away from the body. Gently allow the hands to drift down to the mat. If the hands can't reach the mat here, you can grab hold of one of your books or blocks and bring the ground up towards the hands. And if you are touching the ground, bring the hands in line with the arches of the feet and allow the forehead to drift right down into the mat. Take a few deep breaths here. Sigh out the breath. Interlace the fingers behind the hand and draw the arms right up and over, stretching through the shoulders. Taking a few deep breaths here. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently lower the hands back down onto the mat. Gently going to roll back up, heel-toeing the feet back towards one another, coming up into standing. So you can draw the hands up into the waist and then gently roll up one vertebra at a time. Let's come back down onto the mat. We're going to take our next posture, which is seated forward fold. So you can roll up your blanket here and place it underneath your buttocks, just to give yourself a little bit of height so that you're able to roll onto the sit bones. So extending the legs forward, roll onto sit bones, bring your hands into prayer, inhale to reach up, and as you exhale, begin to fold forward, bringing the belly down onto the waist, sending the chest down to the shins, and breathe. Just noticing what this posture presents for you. 4 breaths here. Last deep inhale. As you exhale, gently walk the hands back towards the body. Take the right leg and pop it over the left leg. Grow nice and tall as you hug the knee into the chest. We're coming into a twist, twisting over to the right side. Bring your hand to the back of the body and hinge the elbow of the left arm around the knee. Gaze to the back of the room. 4 breaths here. And as you exhale, gently roll out. Let's bring the right foot sole of the foot into the inner thigh. Allow the knee to drop open. Inhale, bringing hands into prayer, raise up the arms. Exhale, fold forward and drop down. Drawing forehead down towards the knee. Deep breaths here. Last deep inhale. As you exhale, gently roll out, coming back up into seated. Send the feet forward to the top of your mat. Left foot comes over, right thigh, hug the knee into the chest. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, gently sweep the left hand behind you. Hinge that right elbow around the knee. Gaze to the back of the room. 4 deep breaths here. And exhale, gently come out. Bring the sole of the foot into the inner thigh, left sole into the thigh. Inhale to reach up, arms. Exhale to fold forward, drawing the belly down and then eventually the chest. And some deep breaths here. And gently begin to roll out of your one-legged seated forward fold. Bring your feet, soles of the feet to touch. We're coming into butterfly or cobbler's pose. So soles of the feet touch, draw the heels in towards the groin, interlace the fingers over the toes, and gently begin to butterfly. Wing the knees up and down, very gently stretching into the groin. Sitting up nice and tall here, length through the spine. And then as you exhale, gently draw both knees down to the ground and hold. On the next exhale, drop the elbows down onto the calves. Bring the chest forward and the chin then to follow, gazing down towards the toes, folding forward as far as you can get, maintaining length in your spine. One last deep inhalation. And as you exhale, gently rise yourself back up. Draw the knees back towards one another. Let's send the legs wide for a wide-legged seated forward fold. So legs are wide, feet are flexed. Bring the hands back into prayer. Inhale to draw up the arms, and exhale, begin to fold forward, dropping down into the forward fold, allowing the chest to come down to the ground. And release here and let go. Last deep inhale. And exhale, press fingertips into the ground, walk the hands back towards the body. Let's gently come out of this posture, coming down on the mat. We're going to stretch the fingers away from toes, so rolling down onto the back, fingers stretched away from feet, feeling as though someone's pulling toes and fingers away from one another. Deep breath. And as you exhale, gently hug both knees down into the chest. You can take a gentle rock from side to side here, massaging out the lower back. And keeping the knees tucked, let's allow them to drop over now to one side. And at the same time as they've dropped over to one side, see if you're able to adjust by shifting the shoulders a little, keeping both shoulders pinned and then gazing over to the extended right hand. Deep breaths. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently draw the knees back up, hug them back into the chest, and then gently allow them to drift over now to the left side. Allow them to drop down onto the floor, and then shift the shoulders so that both of them can be pinned onto the ground. Extend the left hand out and gaze over to the left hand and breathe here. 4 breaths. And then exhale, gently draw the knees back up into the chest, gently rock from side to side. Coming into happy baby now, send the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Bring the hands into either the inner arch of the foot or grabbing hold of the outside, or even fingers grabbing hold of toes. Gently draw the chin into the chest. Lengthen and extend through the back of the neck. 4 breaths here. And as you exhale, gently draw the soles of the feet together. Drop them down onto the mat. Come into reclined butterfly. Soles are touching, knees fold out, arms draw up overhead, hold onto the elbows, and allow yourself to settle down here. Soften the entire body down into the ground. Deep breaths. Really allow yourself to sink down into the earth beneath you. Finally tapping into that full space of relaxation. Deep breaths. Taking a last couple of deep breaths here. And then as you exhale, gently send the feet all the way down to the bottom of your mat. We're coming into Savasana, bringing the heels out to the edges of the mat. Hands can come out beside you, palms facing upward. Chin is slightly tucked into chest. Just allow yourself to let go now as we assimilate the practice. Beginning your awareness now to the toes, the soles of the feet and the ankles. Scanning for any tension here, letting go and relaxing. Bringing awareness now through the shins, the knees, the thighs and into the hips. Once more, letting go of all last pockets of tension. Bring awareness into the belly area, the hips, internal organs, lower back. Soften and let go of all tension here. Bring awareness to the tips of your fingers, palms, wrists. Feel where the backs of the hands are resting into the ground. Allow them to sink a little deeper. Scanning up through the forearms, into the elbows and upper arms. Allow yourself to very gently feel the heaviness, the weight of the bones melting into the ground beneath you. Bring awareness into the chest. Move up into the muscles around the mouth, the eyes, the neck, shoulders, all soften. Bring final awareness into the area between the eyebrows, the area of the third eye, moving up into the crown and then finally to the back of your head. Allow yourself to fully surrender here, letting go and relaxing. Tap into that deep sense of relaxation. Allow your body to assimilate the practice. When you are ready, you can gently bring your awareness back into the breath. As you begin to wriggle the toes, bringing some movement back into the feet. Gently drawing the tip of the thumb across the tips of the fingers, allowing the head to roll over from one side to the other. Gently drawing the arms up overhead, taking a last deep stretch. As you exhale, hugging the knees back into the chest. Rocking gently from side to side once more. And then taking a little rock and roll. Coming back up into easy seat. And for today's reading, holding on to anything is like holding on to your breath. You will suffocate. The only way to get anything in the physical universe is by letting go of it. Let go, and it will be yours forever. Bringing the hands back into prayer. You can gently begin to rub the palms together, generating some warmth. Rest the hands into heart center. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, drop the nose down to the fingertips, acknowledging yourself, for honoring your body by turning up to the practice. Namaste. Wishing you a truly beautiful day further.